Okay, so we're nearly at the point where we can submit a new task. And by the way, once we do this, we can reuse this approach as a template for editing tasks and also adding and editing categories later. So the last thing we need is a button. So we go back to Materialize and we grab some button markup. You can see here the button has an associated icon as well. So convention has it that the button goes in at the end of the form because you fill your form elements, you scan them, you view them, and once you're happy, you submit. Let's put our button inside here. Now the form is clever enough to recognize when the submit button is being clicked. And its response to that button being clicked, or that event, or how it handles that event occurring, is to submit to a location. And in our case, we will specify the name of a function. Let's just check it here. We can see add task. Now we get method not allowed because we haven't specified the function or the method that we will use to respond to that form being submitted, that click. So let's go back to our app.py and let's create a new function. And this function will be called insert task. Now because we're submitting a form and we're submitting using post, we must refer to the HTTP method that will be used to deliver the form data. In our case, it's post, so we specify post here. The default is get. It's only when you specify post, or it's only when you use post as the submission format on your form that you must specify the method as being post in your function. So we back to Mongo, we get the tasks collection, and then we do a task insert. And we do insert 1. And what we insert is the request. Remember, a request, whenever you submit information to a URI or to some web location, it is submitted in the form of a request object. So we grab that request object, and inside it we say, show me the form. And we're converting that form, in our case, to a dictionary, so it can easily be understood by Mongo. And any of the form fields that have data inside them or are active will be submitted as part of the form submission, and ultimately we'll go on to create a new document in our tasks collection. In reality, you'll probably want to do some validation both on the HTML side and inside here for required fields. But for our purposes now, for simplicity, we will just send the entire form. Once that's done, we redirect to get tasks so we can view that new task in our collection. It's just good practice. Now let's go back over to our form and specify our insert tasks function inside in our action attribute as the value for that action attribute. So URL for, remember that's saying find the URL or use the URL for a function called insert tasks. There we go. Or insert task, it's a singular. You do one insert at a time. There's our method, it's post. That's why we used the post configuration. Okay, let's test. We've got a category, our task name, our description, let's choose a due date and specify that this task is urgent. Add task, updates the database, and we return to get task, and we can see the new task. So it looks good. Let's just verify, and we can see that the new task should be there, and there it is. So we have our core functionality in place, and we'll reuse this.